Education today alone will determine the type and scope of government, the quality of culture, the influence of the church, the strength of the family, and the health of the economy of our nation tomorrow.
The mission of FACE is to wake up American Christians to the fact that we are losing our liberty if we do not continue to teach the principles of liberty in each succeeding generation.
How are we to live? How was our country founded? What was God's providence? The stories that are ours, our heritage that children haven't learned, that we didn't learn. And they're captured in these early documents, and FACE is privileged to own so many of them.
No other organization is doing exactly what FACE is. They produce a methodology of teaching, and it reemphasizes the Christian form of our government.
We do have a Christian heritage, and to teach that to families and to parents and to children, to reach out into the nation and the world.
This is the kind of education that our founding fathers were educated with.
We're often asked where this philosophy of education came from. It actually originated in the founding generation. Our founding fathers were educated in a Christian philosophy of government, in a Christian philosophy of education. That's why they were able to give us the liberty that we have today.
The heritage of the United States is unique. The prevailing worldview that impacted, that founded this country, that forged it, was biblical Christianity. And those principles made their way across the English Channel. They were revitalized, written about during the English Civil Wars. But the shift now that has occurred is tremendous.
Well, all you have to do is turn on your TV for about 10 minutes to see America is facing a crisis.
Our education system has been corrupted, and our children have not learned Christian history and what makes this nation great.
We, as an educational process, have basically expunged God from the marketplace of ideas. We've got an entire generation out there that have just been sold quite a bit of lies.
Americans saying something is terribly wrong, and I can't ignore it anymore.
This generation is our stewardship. We are going to be held responsible for who they are and how they lead. We must educate them properly.
How do you make a biblical worldview apply in today's society?
I believe that we have to know our heritage, and we have to know the truth and the beliefs and the values of those who established liberty.
Unless you have a sense of what liberty really is about, you won't be able to maintain a republic. So we want to go back and educate people within that same philosophy of government and relationships.
To begin with, in the principal approach, we look at every subject based on the foundation of God and His Word.
Having the Word of God and the truth of the Bible in every single subject. Whether we're studying Bible or we're studying history or even science, we're learning about the foundation of that subject from the Bible, and then we're learning the principles.
And those principles are liberty of conscience, private property, union, local self-government.
We've been able to have them see is that God is not compartmentalized into a Bible class, but in everything that they're doing.
When I watch a teacher teaching, the teacher can teach out of a framework of truth that is biblical in every subject. And I see the students responding to that.
They, all of a sudden, their eyes light up, and then there's an enlightenment. It's enlightened learning. We're a class that's teaching them how to think and reason and to relate and to think about how this person's life can be changed because of what God did. And then you think, oh, my life can be changed because of what God did.
And that's going to be the best thing that we teach, the teaching of God's principles, the teaching of God's love. See, and when we put them on the internal, then they affect the external.
I think if people could see these children, see the adults they become. I ran into one not long ago who's very involved politically now. She had the answers for her community, and she was simply saying back to me, the principles of God found in His Word applied to all of life.
People are desperate for the truth.
Our youth are our future, and I think that's what the principal approach does, is it prepares them for leadership.
I'm proud of my daughters of making right choices right now at such a young age. Is just to compare everything they see and hear to the truth.
We are doing the things that will cultivate them to do whatever it is God's called them to do.
That it makes a huge difference in the way we impact our society. It affects my home, the church, and civil government. And as a parent, I have no greater joy than to see that my children walk in truth.
We partner with Christian families, and we want to see the family restored, and then the child is restored, and then the church is restored, and then the nation.
The principle brings a promise.